everyone, I'm Moody Boo, the Fragrant Nomad. And before I get started with this review, I just want you to know that I filmed this on Thursday, August 8th. And to my UK friends out there, I am profoundly sorry for your personal loss and your national loss with Queen Elizabeth passing away today. We're with you. You guys have always been with us when we've been in moments of crisis and grief. And just know that at least most of the Americans, I can't say everybody, but most of the Americans are with you. And my wish is that you come out the other side of this, maybe a little stronger, healed, and hopeful for the future. That's my wish for you. Anyway, I just wanted to address that because it just didn't feel right not saying something since I am filming on August 8th. And I'm sure it's a day that people from the UK will always remember. So anyway, I'll get to the review. So this one is a little different than I normally do. I usually work with a perfume for several wearings before I do a review. This one I just got, but it's not really a first impression because I've been wearing it for about 12 hours now, 10 hours, 12 hours, something like that. And I'm also going to do a compare and contrast with, I assume this is a flanker to the original, by the House of Kerosene, and this is Followed. Not to be mistaken with Follow. This is the first one that I got. These are both coffee, sweet coffee scents. But there are some marked differences that I do want to address. And do I love it? Yes, I love it already. This was not a slow burn. It was instant. And I'm not sure which one I like better, to be honest. I thought with the notes that I might like this one better, the Followed, the newest one, his newest release. But I don't know. I really love Follow. And now that it's getting to be fall, I've pulled it out again from in the bedroom and have it on my wearing shelf. I don't know what else to call it, but the shelf that I pull from if I'm not, testing new perfumes. And now that the temperatures aren't, Satan's testicles kind of hot here anymore, we're actually getting down to the 80s, 70s, high 70s, and then the low 60s, high 50s and stuff at night. It's starting to feel like fall. One of my favorite fragrance seasons. So anyway, I thought I'd just do a mini compare and contrast, not much, just a little bit, and talk about Followed a little bit. Because like I said, I haven't been wearing it much. I've sprayed it like probably 6 sprays that I've done in the last 12 hours or so of this perfume. But it was an instant impression that I think I should share with you. So let's do it. And just to, I'm going to try to add this in when I do reviews, if I can think of it and if I remember, etc., etc. This one, I bought this straight from the House of Kerosene, from John Pegg's, his website. And just know that when he's sending a perfume, I don't know if that's just now or if that's the way it's always been, I don't remember. It requires a signature upon delivery. I'm a little turned off by that because I don't have a lot of time that I'm home while deliveries are happening, which usually means I get a notice in my mailbox or on my door saying I have to drive all the way to the post office and sign for it. So, yeah, I don't like that. But I just thought I'd throw that out there. So Followed, John did it again. He is really a master at this, I have to say. Now it's the new bottles, these editions, but like I've said before, I like his old ones because I like the color variation. One thing I don't like, I wish he would change, it seems like these plates on these and on the old bottles, because I know my 2 Bespoke perfumes, one of the labels fell off. I don't know, the glue just degrades after a while and it just fell off, and it was in a low 60s set room. My bedroom is where I keep my kerosenes for the most part, so there was no reason for it to fall off, but it just fell off. And my original Follow perfume, I've had it for a couple years now, and the label's starting to feel like it's gonna have to be glued on again. This one, of course, is brand new, so it feels solid, but I will say, I just got to throw that out there, that I think there should be some kind of upgrade with the glue that's used on these, just so that the labels, the plates don't fall off. It's just my 2 cents. So anyway, back to the fragrance. And you know, Kerosene always has good sprayers too. Nothing to write home about, but they're good. They're not a real fine stream. They have some bigger droplets in there mixed in with the fine stream, so it's not as even as of a mist as I personally like, but it does the job. As long as it's not one of those full stream ones that leaves you dribbling on your arm, that bugs me. And those perfumes don't tend to project as well for me as the finer mist ones. So anyway, it came in this little kind of feels, I don't know what it feels like. It feels like a soft cotton or something, and little tag on there, and with 2 samples. And I'm already telling you, I'm gonna get triptych. Loop. I don't know how to say it, but it's TRIPTYCH, I think. Anyway, I'm crazy about it, and I didn't think I would be looking at the notes, because I think geranium's in it, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm not a big fan of geranium notes for the most part, unless it's in a men's fragrance and my husband's wearing it. On me, geranium just doesn't do it for me. But I think it had geranium in it. I'm in love with it. It was instantaneous too. So I'm probably going to buy it from Ministry of Scent, Triptych. I don't know how you say it. I don't even know if it's a real word or if it's made up. It doesn't matter though, does it? And on the tag has the notes for the perfume, so I'm going to read it right off of the tag. It said, be prepared to be followed as others smell coffee, caramel, vanilla, cocoa, and amber in your wake. And that is truly what you get. Now I have followed on this arm and follow on this one. And I don't know if I can get past follow. And the more I'm wearing it, since I just pulled it out, the more I'm loving it. I think I love it more now. It was a little bit of a slow burn for me, because I really, really liked it at first. And then I wasn't sure, and then I fell in love with it. And then I really liked it again, because I kept pulling it out. But it was different times of year, and the hot weather, I just didn't care for it that much. I mean, I cared for it, but it wasn't, I was like, why did I love it so much? I just really like it. I don't think I love it. But then when the cold weather hits, that's when it shines. With those spices and that coffee and the vanilla. Oh, it's wonderful. So let me tell you what's in Follow, so we can see the differences in the notes. So Follow, and this is off of Kerosene's website. Coffee beans, vanilla, benzoin, tonka, sap. Not tonka sap, but tonka, comma, sap, and amber. So it looks like the common notes are coffee, vanilla, and amber between the 2 perfumes. And then the benzoin, tonka, and sap are different than the cocoa and caramel that's in Follow. So that's the differences in the notes. And that's really what you get, because the benzoin, and I don't know about the sap. I don't know if it's a spicy sap, if he's talking maple sap, just regular tree sap, I'm not sure. The cocoa almost makes it, and the caramel, it reminds me of a hot caramel macchiato. Whereas Follow reminds me almost more of a, what do you call those? Like a cappuccino with vanilla and maybe cinnamon sprinkled on the top. Isn't that what a cappuccino is? I don't know. I don't think I've ever had one. A friend of mine used to drink them, and I swore I smelled cinnamon in them. And that's what I get. So this benzoin is very spicy. Now of the 2, Followed is creamier. And it's a little more gourmand to me. Whereas Follow has that spicy effect. So that just pulls that Gourmand back just a touch. But the coffee, of course, is still prevalent, and the vanilla and the benzoin and everything. But it doesn't have that creamy, really gourmandy, like something you would get from a coffee stand kind of a feel as much as Followed, because there is that creaminess to Followed that I don't really get creamy with the original Follow. Oh my God, the more I smell Follow, the more I love it. I have to say at this point, I love Follow more, but Followed was instant love, whereas Follow was more of a slow burn. So I can't guarantee that at the end of the day, I won't love this one more than the original, but damn, that Follow. Okay, I'm going to spray a little bit of each of them on again, and then I'll talk about performance. So I don't want to mix them up. So Follow on this arm. And Followed on this one. At the very beginning, the first sprays is when these two have their most common denominators that you can really detect, because the coffee and the vanilla, to me, are the two prevalent notes that you first get. See, I don't think it's really until about 20 minutes or so after you first spray them that the vanilla and the coffee are greeted by the other notes that are in the two perfumes. So with Followed, the caramel and the cocoa really start to come out after that 20 minutes, and that's when it really gets real creamy and has a lot more dynamic to it. Oh, and it's almost like there's a hint of boozy in there. Whereas Followed, once that fabulous spice starts to kick in there, and maybe some of the sap, but again, I'm not sure what that is. There may be a hint of maple smell in there that I'm getting. I'm really almost sure that's maple sap that John's talking about. And oh my gosh. Yes, I love Follow very much. It's in my top 2 or 3 coffee perfumes of all time, for sure. And it's the more I'm wearing it this time of year, at this time, with the headset that I'm in, the experiences that I've had over the last year that could change the way I feel about a perfume, I am going crazy over it. So here, let me flip it around for you a little bit so you can see the name. You can see that the front of it kind of tarnishes after time. That black stuff wasn't on there before, but I don't want to mess with it because I'm worried the plate will come off. So eventually this one will tarnish too. All of mine have tarnished a little bit. So as far as performance go, they both perform about the same, and they're good. They're good performers. I get 8 hours out of each of these pretty easily. I think both of them could be pretty beastly if you weren't careful, because it's a kerosene. He doesn't do anything half-assed. He goes full tilt boogie. So he has some beast mode kind of perfumes. These are a little more on the polite side of kerosene, I think, but they are still really good performers. Like I said, 8 hours easily. They project well. I leave a lot of sillage with both of them. And at least an arm and a half the first half hour to an hour, and then it stays right about arm's length. I think, you know, it's a matter of trying to figure out how far out your perfume projects with one person. If you had a second person doing concentric circles around you, you might be able to get more technical, but it's just little old me. So it's about arm's length once it settles down, lasts about 8 hours. And then it's one of these that just kind of poofs out. It doesn't become a skin scent, or both of these. They don't become skin scents. They just kind of suddenly you realize you don't really have anything there anymore. So these are both the same price. They're 140, I want to say, USD. You can get them on several websites. Again, if you get them through Kerosene, expect at least in the lower 48 that you're probably, and I don't know about Alaska and Hawaii, you're going to have to sign for it. So somebody's going to have to be home to accept the package and sign for it. These are, I believe, either 75 or 100 ml bottles. Not sure. But it's a good price because, man, his perfumes are quality. High quality. They're very niche. I think these two are a really good introduction into the House of Kerosene, because they're not going to scare you away like Root Elements or Creature might. But they're going to draw you in and make you want to discover who John Pegg is, where he's coming from. He kind of, I don't know why, but I kind of think of him as the Stephen King of perfume. He just has this way of making, I don't want to say gothic perfumes, but perfumes that seem like they're almost preternatural. They don't belong in our reality, our plane of existence. It almost seems like they come from somewhere else. He really is ahead of his time. It's the same with, like, I feel the same way about Zoologist, about Centauri. I think those fragrance houses are just spectacular and so unique. But Kerosene's one of the first. He's one of the ones that really drew me into niche. Absolutely one of the first. I've been loving Kerosene perfumes for easily 10 years, I think. So, and the nicest guy. I just had a wonderful experience getting those Bespoke perfumes. I want to commission another one, but he doesn't really do them anymore. Now, for a good price, he said since he's already done 2 for me, he would do a 3rd. And so I'm totally thinking about it. I really am truly thinking about it because I wanted a 3rd perfume. I know, odd number, weird. But I felt like I have this really heavy, with Needful thing. I've got this wonderful woody, gourmandy, spicy, dark, gothic kind of a perfume. And then with Mood Swing, it's more of this really bright but intense springtime kind of and summer perfume that's a little green, it's sweet, it's floral, it's just, wow, it's incredible. And so then there was a 3rd one I wanted to do called Fairy Ring. I know I have a theme going here, the ing. And I wanted that one to be green and really fresh. Maybe have some grassy notes, some lime, some petitgrain, maybe some lemongrass. Of course, a bunch of woods, pine, maybe a hint of juniper in there or something. I just wanted a really green, fresh, uplifting kind of a fragrance. So I'm really thinking about Fairy Ring. So, yeah, who knows? Probably happen. If he's still willing. I talked to him like a year ago, so he may not even want to do it now. So anyway, so I guess that's about it. I think I hit everything. One is kind of a caramel cocoa, caramel macchiato, hot kind of a scent. The other one is a little more spicy, coffee, sweet, almost cappuccino-esque. Love them both, but if you have one, you should check out the other because they are not similar in my opinion, except for the first 20 minutes. Because they definitely divert once that 20-minute mark hits, maybe even a little less, and become 2 separate perfumes. There's definitely a trajectory with both of these. And my next review is going to be Scarlet Poppy by Joan Malone. That was the second one, the second highest voted on that poll. I think it was the second poll. And the 3rd poll I'm still letting run. I'm gonna let it run probably another few days, and then I'm gonna start another poll. I don't know, maybe this weekend I'll switch it out because it looks like there's kind of a runaway winner with the scent of wood, plum and cognac which I have a full bottle of now. I'm so happy. My husband loves that perfume. I don't know if I'm going to pick a second one from that third pull, or just move on to the fourth pull and just keep going, keep the momentum going so you guys aren't bored with the same pull. So that's my plan. Oh, I didn't tell you, I'm changing jobs. I know. I've only been there a year, but there was just a lot that needed to change in order for me to stay, and it just wasn't going to happen. Basically, it just boils down to I'm just getting too old for that shit. So I have moved on, and I am so happy because I start in a couple of weeks for a lot more money, less hours, better benefits, and my old supervisor from one of my favorite jobs I ever had is the supervisor over there. So I already know what to expect. It's a job working with individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, which is my passion. It's the place that I feel that I can really make a difference in somebody's life. And so I'm more than excited. My hours will be 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. So I should be able to maybe start doing more than one video a week. We'll see. Eventually I'm going to go down to 4 days a week, hopefully Monday through Thursday is kind of what we're discussing. And if that's the case, then I will definitely have time to record more than one video during the week. So that's my goal anyway. You know, I'll have to see how the job fits and how tired I actually am at the end of the day, but I'm anticipating things will be better, much better. So yay. So anyway, okay, I guess this is a long video, kind of half a blog there for a minute, but it is what it is. And thank you again. I'll see you soon, and don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell and comment if you want. If you don't, it's all good. I still love you. And use your own nose. Peace.